Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Wow, the weather check today. Sunny but cold. Well, good morning, everyone. It's me again. I'm sorry, this is the last time for a while. You'll be happy to know. But yeah, you've got me today, and we are going to be doing a lovely chainmail project again. It's been a bit chainmaily, but it's really lovely to sort of stick to a medium as well, so you can get a few different ideas and that consistency. And I have to be honest, I do love the project that we've got for today. It's crystals that are just beautiful, some lovely jump rings, beautiful chain, and we will be making some lovely necklaces. So we'll give you all just a little moment to come on in and say hello. Oh, it helps if I put chat up, doesn't it? Good morning. Well, good morning to Mina. Good morning to Anastasia. Oh, it's 40 degrees right now. Wow. It's just that kind of meh weather now. It's kind of like, it's not raining, but it's not fun sun. It's just kind of bright and fresh and chilly. Good morning, Carol. How are you? Yeah, so let's go ahead and get showing the project for today, shall we? We are going to be making this lovely chainmail Romanov necklace with some sparkle. I absolutely, do you know what? I've been down that warehouse several times now, and I don't know how I haven't discovered these crystals before because they are beautiful. I'm just going to lay them down here. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning to Camille. Lovely to see you. It is brighter today. You are right. We are getting, I feel like we're on the turn. The weekend was very, very wet, cold, and miserable. And my poor daughter's Monday was really horrible weather-wise, wasn't it? But in Bristol it was anyway. And my poor daughter, she soldiered through, and she got. I took her an hour to get to college. She went to college. She made a whole day of college. She came back, and I was like, "Fair play, mate." So let's have a little look at what we've got in the project for today. Let me just pop my camera on for you. Are you all up to anything fun today or this week? Have you had a good week so far? My morning was chaotic today. I had to do the school run, and they've put a load of temporary traffic lights literally outside my house. So, like, just outside my house here, and here. They've done like that freeway traffic way thing, and then we've got like the road. I go down just like a road there, and they've put traffic lights down there. And when you're just like, come on, please. And when you have that day when every decision you make is wrong. So I had to pick my friend's son up because I share school run. So I've gone around, I've picked him up, and I thought, I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to go the back way. And that was okay. It was the decisions I made after that. I should have just stuck to my gut and just gone back onto the route I normally do. But no. I was like, I'll go up here and I'll do this. And then the bin men came out, and what should have been a 10-minute school run took me a half an hour. Let's just say that. And I had to phone the school up and apologise for children being late. But there you go, it's life. Good morning to Rachel from a sunny Barrow. Very nice. I'm going to switch the camera over and show you the lovely projects for today. And here we have them. So we have 4 colorways and combinations that we have here. Again, shout your favorite. Do you know what? I do love this one. I am a copper girl. I love the warm color tones. So we have the copper, we have the black, we have the silver, and then we have the gold. So Joanne says, good morning, Laura. Good morning. All sun is shining brightly. Yeah, it is. Well, we don't have a lot of sun. There's a lot of cloud. But, there's no rain, which I'm grateful for. So, yes, we have these lovely projects for today where you will have enough in your kits to be able to make 2 necklaces. They are, Mina, they are the most beautiful crystals. Just look at these. Are they not just the cutest, prettiest crystals? I literally, how have I not found these crystals before? I would be wearing these as bracelets. I just absolutely love them. And then we have our lovely Romanov pendant here. So this has been done, you know, slightly different. It is a Romanov, but I've kind of tri-pointed the sections as well, just to give it a little bit more of a feature, if it ever focuses for me. I'm not sure if it's not focusing, or if my eyes aren't focusing. Which one is it? Definitely the camera. Come on, camera. Please. Oh, it doesn't want to play the game today. There we go. So there you have it. So it's actually effectively 2 tri-points. So the Romanov is traditionally 2 Byzantine links that are then linked together with slightly larger jump rings with a bead in the middle. That's a Romanov weave. And then obviously what I've done on this one is we've done a tri-point. Now we have done a tri-point before when we did the crystal drop necklace. So this is kind of effectively doing tri-points and connecting them with the jump rings here. And then, so we've got, we'll just, oh, Rachel, you're feeling better, getting better. Oh, gosh. So Rachel's been a little bit poorly. He said, on steroids and antibiotics for a chest infection. Honestly, so much going around. I really feel for you. I'm glad that you're feeling better, though. My eyes being drawn to the blue and black. I'm going to show you them all up close in a moment. Anne says, good morning, everybody. And Anastasia says, he's a gorgeous. What size? It looks like 10 mil. I think it might be an 8 mil, Anastasia, but I will go ahead and check on the website now for you. So there, as I said, you have your copper version. And they do all have slightly different chains, just so that we could get the color complementing with the finding. So this one's got that lovely sort of copper colored is it belcher chain? I'm not sure. Then of course, oh, the black is just absolutely stunning. And you have, and I just think it's really great that we can kind of, you know, we're not afraid to sort of mix our colors up, not have that traditional color. This black is just the coolest color here. Again, if I can get that camera to focus. There we go. Now on this one, I mixed it up a little bit and I kind of Mobiused the side jump rings, just to give it a little bit of a change, because you know I like to keep things different. These gorgeous kind of, oh, I can't even describe the color of these, but they are just like a shadowy, rainbowy color. That's really gorgeous. And like you say, that black is a perfect sort of breakup of that light color. And then you have your lovely chunky black chain with that. The blue, we have these gorgeous blue, really lovely, and they kind of make me think of like a kind of iridescent purpley. They got a real soft, almost violet-y, lilac-y color tone to them. Really pretty, really rubbish at describing it. If it stays still long enough. It's so sparkly, the camera's struggling. But yeah, it's got that really lovely sort of soft tone of like it's just like a very soft light purpley blue. It's really pretty. It's basically it's the coating on it, it's the AB, so it's got like a pinky coating on it, which is just giving that reflection. But they are like that lovely icy blue. And of course we then have that gorgeous silver jump rings, just to keep it a little bit more classic. Okay, and then finishing up with another great combination, your beautiful gold. And again, I've Mobius the wings on the side just here. Gorgeous gold, and then of course it's lovely AB coated green crystals. And then you have your slightly, oh, I forgot to show you the chain. The chain on the silver is almost like a silver belcher chain as well, like a bit of a chunkier chain, but the gold one's just a little bit more of your classic type of chain, but again, perfect complement with your necklace. So those are your pieces. Let's go over to the website and have a little look at them and see how much we are paying for these amazing kits. Honestly, when I found out the price, I was like, what? Bearing in mind that you do get enough in these kits to make 2 necklaces. So I'll take you over to totallybeads.co.uk as always. And we go over to the website and we are going to go and look for our video tutorials, which is just here. And then as you'll see, you've got all of our social media links, Kitty's YouTube, our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We will be showing you our projects past and new on here. And if you look, we've got the crystal Romanov necklace just here. You've got the recording, which is what's being made now, so you can come back and watch the actual recording itself. And there you have your 4 different colorways. And so for these kits, you are looking at $6.99 each kit. So bearing in mind that each kit you can make 2 necklaces. Now that's if you feel like making 2 necklaces. You can make a necklace, a bracelet, a pair of earrings if you wanted to. You know, your choice is completely yours. But I mean, $6.99 for 2 necklaces. So I mean, again, I know I always reference this, but if you saw this on the stall, or you know, you'd be expecting that to be $3.99. No, £3.50, £3.49 for that. No, you wouldn't even charge that for your time to make it. So $6.99 to be able to make 2, I think, is a fantastic deal. So you'll see here that you will get enough to make 2 necklaces. So you get your crystal round beads, you get your jump rings. Now the jump rings, just to clarify, what you will get is a bag of your 6mm outer diameter jump rings, which is a 4mm inner diameter if you're talking chainmail language. And then you will also get 12 of your 8mm jump rings, and that is just to add as the extra detail, and we'll go over that when we do the demonstration. So you'll get a bag of your 6mm, and then you will get 12 of your 8mm, or as an outer diameter. If you're talking inner diameter, they are 6mm. So you will get the slightly larger ones just to add this outside feature. Then, of course, you're going to get your chain. You're going to get some tiger tail color complementing as well, which I think is awesome, especially when they are going through this crystal. It does matter. Then you get some 2 lobster clasps. You get 2 head pins. You get some clots, and you do also get 2 eye pins. It's not listed there, but you do also get 2 eye pins as well. So you have here your beautiful amethyst tone here, which is with the copper rose gold colored findings. Then you have hazel. Ooh, what a pretty name, which is your black variation. So this is your black variation, and your sort of your lovely, really beautiful, almost shadow like crystal beads for this one. Again, you get everything the same as we've just mentioned, and that is $6.99 with enough to make 2. You will also get your crystal Romanov. This is your crystal lilac AB. I did say it had that lovely sort of soft tone. Now this is interesting. When you see that picture, it actually looks a lot darker than when you see than it actually is. You can see in my hand how much lighter it is. That's just that amazing coating that just gives it that different reflection. But in actual real life, these are a beautiful, really gorgeous kind of sort of purpley blue, just gorgeous. And you can see there what a difference that is. And then of course we have got our crystal Romanov, which is our teal version, which is with the gold here. So as we've already said, $6.99 with enough to make 2 necklaces. What an awesome deal. So let's go ahead and get into the demonstration for you. So again, this is your teal, this is your lilac, this is your ice, was it? And this was your amethyst. Now obviously $6.99, we are just giving you 1 colorway, but you know I like to mix things up. For me, maybe consider multi-buying, maybe getting 2 colors to complement. You'd get 2 tones, 2 sets of crystals, and your 2 colors of jump rings. So that would be a really great mixed metal alternative for you. And I think I am going to go ahead and demonstrate with 2 color jump rings. So what color jump rings shall I go for? So I would like to know what color jump rings you want me to go for, and also what color crystals you would like me to go for. So let's see if you are awake, and just go for what color jump rings should I go for, and what color crystals. So obviously I think 2 colors to complement, so you can see exactly what I'm doing as well, and of course the crystals to go in it. So let's have a little think. What should we go for? And I'm drinking cold coffee because, as I've already explained, my morning's not been the smoothest. So my coffee that I warmed up has gone stone cold again. But, you know, it still tastes good and it's still very needed. Good morning, Angela. She says, this is a lovely necklace. I think I need this. Oh, most definitely. I really love this. And it was funny, I was showing a friend of mine these projects, and she was just like, oh my goodness, wow. And I think this is something that we forget as jewelry makers. You know, we see this because we make it all the time. I think we forget actually how cool it is that we can make this with our own hands, that we can make these really cool components just using jump rings, you know. And I think it's really great to sort of be able to sort of show your crafts out there. So we have got rose gold, we've got green and gold, and then we've got silver jump rings with hazel beads. So what jump rings though? So I'm going to do two colors together. I'm going to mix my jump rings up. So the hazel beads were with the black. I've got to try and find all my kits again now. I had them all here. Where are you? I might not be able to be so confident offering those kits if I can't find them. Hazel. Okay. Hazel. There they all are. So we have got green and gold, rose gold. Got so much going on here. So hazel beads, we've got them here. Now, I will say you do get a full strand of beads. Obviously, if you put more, you might want to split them equally. To be honest with you, I got so carried away, I forgot I was meant to make two with it. So I put extra beads into here. The only one actually that I didn't was the blue version, the lilac. So obviously, just remember, if you do want to make two necklaces identically the same, just make sure that you count your beads to go in half. You get more than enough chain to be able to even just have a small section. So again, that's your choice. The silver will be better. Good morning, Judith. I'm thinking to show you. Okay, so we've got the hazel beads. So I was thinking, I feel like past Laura did actually do a little bit of prepping, and I feel like I actually had some jump rings already nicely closed. So I feel like we should have gold. I feel like we should have some gold. And what would go good with gold? I think maybe black. Do we think maybe black would go good with gold, or silver? So we've got black and gold. Oh, we can't see. We've got black and gold. Or we can go for silver and gold. So what should we go for? I'm just thinking so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And look how much I've got left, by the way, just so that you can see. I've got absolutely loads left. So obviously to make that second piece. So what would we go for? We've got, this is our colour options. What should we do? Hello, Benny. So I'm going to go for, I think what would be good is, let's move my phone out of the way. I think black and gold. Do you reckon? Or do you think silver and gold? We can go silver and gold. Go silver and gold. And hazel. Should we do that? Well, we're going to do it now. So, as always, preparation is super, super, super important. So, I have actually already got, don't faint everyone, don't faint, some jump rings that are closed, that I've gone ahead and got closed nicely. And then I'm just going to move everything out of my way a little bit, because we all know my camera gets a little bit grumpy when it has to actually do its job and focus on things. And then I'm going to go ahead and open some jump rings as well. So you need a nice little pile of closed, and you need a nice pile of opened. So with a Byzantine, traditional Byzantine link, you would use 14 jump rings, but we would actually be adding an extra 6 to that because we're making it a tri-point. So actually our 14 jump rings then becomes 20. God, love how I could not work out simple maths. So for that, what we are going to do is we want 20 jump rings. So we want about a majority of them to be, more of them to be open than closed. I'm just trying to find my other pair of jump ring pliers that are there. We'll just use these, I think. Okay, well, I'll try to get them comfortable feeling. So I'm going to have a pile of open jump rings. Where are you, jump ring opener? You were here a minute ago. There you are. There we go. Jump ring opener just to open some jump rings. And then, so prepping is important, and having your units is ready is great. Now, I will tell you, I did 4 of these necklaces, obviously, as you can see, and I worked through several ways to find probably the easiest way for you to do, for me to show you to do this. And the trickiest part really is just where it is adding in that crystal. So I think I found like the most easiest way to do it. So it's not that it's difficult, it's just being able to clearly see where you want to put it. So I've just got a nice little pile of open jump rings ready to go. Now with a Byzantine chain or link, when we do the link, we always start with, so thinking of the rule of 6. So each half of a knot is 6 jump rings. So we'll actually have 3 halves on this pendant because we're doing a tri-point effectively. So you'll see that we've got 1, 2, and 3. So we would need to have, we would need to make sure that we remember our rule of 6 for each of these knots. But if you look up closely, you can see the 2 jump rings in the middle will always be jump ring number 1. So we always go 1, 2, and 3, fold them over, lock them. 1, 2, and 3, fold them over, lock them. 1, 2, and 3, fold them over, lock them. So that center pair will always be pair number 1. It will be pair number 1 for this one, pair number 1 for this one, pair number 1 for this one. So just to remember that when we're doing this. So what we're going to do is take a black open jump ring, and I'm going to add on 4 closed jump rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to close. Simple, nice and easy. 4 closed jump rings onto 1 open and close. I'm then going to pick up another open jump ring, and note that I'm still holding this in my hand because just for me this is easier, and I want to just recollect those 4 jump rings. So I'm doubling up basically, because the other rule of Byzantine is everything is doubled. So we'll pop this over here and you'll see when she does it. Come on. We fold them out and you have 2, 4, 6. Okay. So what I now want to do is add 2 jump rings onto the gold and 2 jump rings onto the gold. So I'm actually going to pick up another open jump ring. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can actually just add 2 jump rings onto here. If you're doing this in the color code, you may want to do that. She doesn't affect the color code. Ignore me, I'm going crazy. So I'm going to add 1 open jump ring. Ignore what I just said. Open 1 open jump ring, add 1 open jump ring, and add on 2 closed. Now, as before, close that up, and no single jump rings, so we want to double up. So coming in, and I'm going to just go through and collect the 4 jump rings again. So when you open this out, you have got a little chain, 2, 4, 6 jump rings. That is 1 little start of a unit. That is all we need. I put you on TV instead of my phone. It's much better to see now. Thank you. Okay, so you'll see there when it focuses. Come on, camera, you're doing me bad today. That you have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if you remember what I said, that center one right there, right between my 2 fingernails, this one in the middle will be pair number 1 for all of the units. So pair number 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have to rewatch this as I need to go out, but order 1 of each. Oh, amazing, Angela. Well, let me know how you get on. I'd love to see your makes. So you'll see there we've got to add another section just to that center one to be able to make that 3rd. Okay. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to place this down we're going to make a second unit exactly the same. So pick up an open jump ring, collect 4 closed, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and close it. Exactly the same. And then we pick up another open jump ring and we just go through all of those closed ones. To double up. We open this out. 2, 4, and 6. Oops, she says 2, 4, 6. So we pick up another open jump ring, collect 2 closed, add on 2 closed, so 1 and 2. Close that jump ring and we double up. So you just want to go back through the 4 we just added that one to. The pliers down will help. So you notice then that even though obviously I'm holding this so that you can see it, but I didn't put it down. I just kept hold of that and it will find itself. And there is my second unit. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to make my 2 side knots. But what I want to be careful of is as soon as I do that, the center section here where I want to add my crystal becomes difficult to see. Okay. So before you've got 2 options. You can either add your crystal now or after. I would say play about with this and see really how it works for you. So I'm going to take 2 crystals and I'm going to come over to my eye pin and head pin. My eye pin here. And I'm going to pop one of these on. That will be my drop. Round those pliers. Pop your pliers in. I want to go down a little bit further than normal because I want to have a nice loop on this, and I want this loop to be big enough to be able to go through 2 jump rings. Switch my pliers around, and I just want, again, like I said, I want to go a little bit further so it's a bit of a nicer, bigger loop. It will go nicely on my 2 jump rings then, all the way around, and just nice and straight, and then just wrap that downwards. And then when you're happy, so I've got quite a nice size loop there, which means I'll be able to put my 2 jump rings through comfortably. The worst thing is when you do a loop and then you can only get 1 jump ring through. So snip and then give it a little crunch just to make sure it's okay. Okay. And then the next one is we're going to pop it onto our eye pin. Okay. So I'm going to take my crystal, drop it all the way down, and I'm going to just push it nice and sharp at an angle. Now I'm going to cut mine about 1 centimetre. I do go by eye, and I'm going to roll that into a loop. And the reason that I pushed it back at that angle is so that when I roll it, you will get a nice loop rather than a P or D all the way around. And there's your loops. And then I'm going to take that loop. I'm probably going to go to a slightly smaller one first. Okay. You could, of course, use a little bit of wire if you prefer. Oops. I was a little bit too harsh with that. Bear with me. So sometimes if you're a little bit too firm with it, you can break it. That was my mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take... Oof, where is it? I'm going to go for the black one instead. instead. Okay, there we go. I can show you a little trick as well, that actually what's great about these head pins is because they are, you know, a nice hardened piece of wire. What you can do is, if this loop can sometimes be a tiny bit small just to go around those two jump rings. So what I sometimes do is drop it down, because we've got lots of head pin, and actually come down about a centimetre, bend that wire back, roll that into a loop. So it's going to give me a bigger loop to work with. Pop that bead up and then push that wire back and then cut it to about a centimetre and then roll that. And that's just going to give you a bigger loop to work with. So before I actually shut that, I'm going to attach it to those two middle two of my 5 and 5 link, and I'm going to close that round then. So that's attached. Okay. Now what we want to do, so at the moment, let me just to show you what we've just done, is taken that bead, attached it to that center, and now I can fold this section over. So I'm going to take this in my hand. I'm going to just open up those top two. You can use your pliers if you want to grab the top, the black or the second pair of jump rings. Let them drop. Use your thumb and your finger, just give them a little wiggle to push them back up, and then open them out. And I always talk about that little rainbow. It just makes me think of a little rainbow just there in that gap. Take one of your open jump rings. So it is important to have your jump rings open and ready. Now I could, if I wanted to, I should maybe, I'm going to switch to gold. I know I'm only demoing, but even, you know, there's that me in me that needs it to just match. So I'm actually going to go ahead and open a couple of the golds instead. I just think visually that's going to look a little bit better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will need another. So I'll need 6, because I want to use this to fold back all of the wings as such. Okay, so back to our section. Let's move all of this out of the way so the computer doesn't get, the camera doesn't get upset. So hold this upside down, open those end two, let them drop, give them a wiggle. There's the little rainbow, and then your new jump ring will just go straight through. Okay, and close. And as I said, we double. So I'm going to pick up another one and just keeping it nice and steady in my hand, pop another jump ring through. Okay. My top tip about doing these kits or working in this project is having good light. The technique itself is actually really easy once you sort of get into it, and don't overthink it. It is really easy. You'll find yourself with a little pattern, but good light is really helpful. So flipping this over, let those wings drop down, give them a wiggle, open out the pair that's on the top. See that little rainbow? Come here. Pop your new jump ring just straight through that center part just there, and collect. And then the same again. And there is your sort of just your little Byzantine or Byzantine, however people say it, link. Hopefully you'll see now just why I chose to put that bead on before I folded the wings back. It's just that when it's like this, you suddenly, it's not as clear and easy to attach that unit. Now, traditional Byzantine is you would put 2 of these and just connect it. And to be fair, it is not Byzantine, sorry, Romanov, and it is to that degree. Normally, you would connect the beads to the 2 larger ones. In fact, I think, if I remember right, I think I might have forgotten to mention that I think we are including the original Romanov PDF in with this. So that might be a little Brucey bonus for you to receive the Romanov PDF as well. So that's a great bonus for you. Now, this is a slight variation of that PDF, but it does show you how to do these Byzantine links and how to do that traditional Romanov as well. So I now want to add the second one. So I'm going to open out my loop, take that second start of my Byzantine and find that center unit and just pop it on. Oops. There we go. Close. Just try to make sure they're both facing the same direction as well. So, and by that I mean that both the loops are in the same direction. You don't have one going like, you don't want it looking like a T. You want them both going in that same direction because it can affect your weave otherwise. And then going to repeat. So opening out these 2 top jump rings, let them drop down, give it a little wiggle, open out. Take your open jump ring and pop it straight through. Remember, we double everything up. So we'll go 1 and then 2. And repeat on the other side. So turn the piece over, drop that down, give it a wiggle. And see how, again, I go into automatic mode. So because I'm not opening my, I didn't open enough jump rings. Because I didn't put my pliers down, I just automatically use my pliers to start, to help me drop those wings down and find that little space. So I'm just doing a couple more to open up a couple more. Okay, so that should have stayed in place for me. Where did you go? Oh, no, that's it. Drop it down, give it a wiggle, open it out. And you see how once you get into that pattern and routine of it, it's actually really easy to do. 2 tones are always absolutely great. So I do think if, you know, getting more than 1 kit would give you that option. So that's your black and gold. Looking a bit strange, I know, at the moment. We have a couple more steps to do. So what I want to do now is add, I just need to get my 6s. So 1, 2, 3, you will get 12, as I said, so that's enough for you to make 2 pendants. So I'm going to go ahead and take my larger jump ring, and I'm just going to connect the 2 ends of each unit together. So as I said, the traditional Romanov, you would actually have added your bead in this section. So you would go end of the unit, bead, end of the unit. But I like to play about with designs, as we know. And I wanted to change it up a little bit. Now, you can keep it simple by just having 1. I like the doubled up look. You can either just simply double it, or you can do a little bit of a cheeky Mobius by simply popping that jump ring down and through the previous. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Now I will also explain the reason that I chose not to put the beads on the larger jump ring. And it's a very simple one. I just like that it gave a different visual look. So you can see now, again, that is really a traditional Romanov piece. And then you can link them together into necklaces, bracelets, however you want. But I wanted to change it up a little bit. So your traditional Romanov is effectively 2 Byzantine links connected with slightly larger jump rings with a bead in the middle. That is your more. The jump rings are 6 and 8 mil, Mina. That's right. So that's the outer diameter of 6 and 8. 4 and 6 if you're talking inner diameter. Did I say the wrong size? I may have. So there's your little Romanov unit, okay? But I now want to add one more little Byzantine link to these top two. So if I hold it up close for you to see, the section that I'm going to add 4 jump rings to these two and 4 jump rings to these two. And that's going to give me my tri-point to connect it. So I'm going to take an open jump ring. I'm going to add on 2 closed jump rings, because remember that center jump ring still counts as pair number 1. So just straight through the middle of that unit. Give it a moment to focus. There we go, straight through that middle unit. 1, and then we double up. So straight through and straight through. And then fold them over. This is where prep is really good. An open jump ring, collect the 2. Now before I close this jump ring, I'm going to pop on my drop. Now you could just have it as a single one if you wanted to, but for me visually, if I'm doing 2 and 2, I want it to visually match. So I'm going to just take one more jump ring and double that up. And this is why I made that loop on that head pin big enough to be able to easily put those 2 jump rings through. So that is my drop. Okay. I really love this color combination. And then I'm going to do the top part. Now, the slight difference at the top part is I am actually going to use the last 2 larger beads, the last 2 of the 8 mil. Well, if you were doing 2 separate pendants. And I am going to connect it with those. Actually, should they be black? Should they be gold? Should maybe be gold. Gonna make them gold. I might know. It really doesn't matter. They're going to be black now. So what I'm going to do for this one is repeat that same process, and you can see how easy that is for me to just find that unit, add on my 2 gold and close, and then double up. So through and through. And then the difference is I'm actually going to use the large beads to lock this into place rather than those the 6 mils. So fold them over, exactly the same, nothing changes except for I am putting through the 2 large black bead jump rings, and then through again. And I'll explain the reason why. You don't have to, but I just felt it gave a little bit of a nice drop, because this is what's going to go onto our actual beaded section to keep this as part of the pendant. So that is your pendant finished. There it is, all finished. And I actually love this color combination. And of course the hazel crystals come with the black jump rings, so you know get those two kits. What a gorgeous combination. So let's bring these together. And then finally, just to show you how I would do the actual chain pie itself, I'm going to take some of my tiger tail. You can cut this to length. Again, our findings, we have enough in here. We have our culottes, which are absolutely great. So I'm going to pop this on. And then we get some crimps. So I'm going to pop a crimp just onto the bottom end of that tiger tail, right up as close as sort of leave a tiny little half of a centimetre gap and flatten. Savannah has just come in. Hello, Savannah. Drop it down, and then you just want to fold that crimp over. So that's done. I will say it's important with this next section when you are actually adding your beads that there's two things to factor in. Benny, can you let her have her bed, please? So I'm just doing a dog shuffle. So Benny is in Savannah's bed. So I've had to move Benny. Go on, Ben. So Savannah can get in her bed. No, go your way, please. Benny, thank you. So he's in the strop now. He's just gone past me in his rump. So make sure you count and have an even number of your beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. So I would actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the first half. And then the other thing is when we add our jump rings to make sure they are really closed properly, because if there's the tiniest bit of a gap in there, they will obviously come away from the necklace. So 1 bead, and then I might alternate between the gold and the black. A gold. I think I should maybe have thought this through with having the black in the middle. So a gold, a black. Now I haven't shut the black. I haven't closed the blacks properly, but they'll be fine for demo. A bead. I like to take my beads off for the first half, and then that way I'm not counting them to make sure I've got it right. Going around. I mean, I could have just done all of these gold and then just had those black beads in the middle, the black jump rings in the middle, or however you wanted to play this. Gold, and then a bead, and you can see how quick and easy this comes together. So Benny's just started to bark, and I think that's so that he can kick Savannah out of the out of the bed. And gold, and actually I think I've timed this perfect. So, oh, nope, 1 too short. That's fine. So the black ones would go in the middle, like so. And you'll see that the reason I chose those larger bead jump rings, it just drops it down a little bit from those crystals. So that's the reason I used the larger jump rings as the bail. And then we just reverse it, and we just finish this off by adding the next set half. So I'm just going to cut that crystal because that one's stuck. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat that pattern back up. So mirroring this back again. Again, what you could do is you don't necessarily have to do you could put two. You could put a black and gold one in between them, give it a nice little mix of colors. So, and then gold, and then black, and then gold, black. Come on. And gold. Oh, that wasn't black. I know I'm only demoing, but you know when it has to be right, because I feel this is going to be a really nice piece to see. So again, gold, and then finally we've got a couple more, and we will be done. And again, can you see how quick and easy this project is? For me, if you are going to be doing any craft fairs, if you're going to be sat, you know, talking to people, this is a great project that I think that you could sit and create whilst you're talking to people. Remember, you could have these chains pre-made and just add your jump rings when you wanted to. So sorry, I just saw, so I was so focused on that, I just looked up at the messages. So both gold and black jump rings together between the I just saw your message coming. I just said that, Laura. I wasn't looking, was I? Anastasia's, I really need to stay off Totally Bead website and stop going back to the beginning of when this channel first started, is getting me in trouble. Well, Anastasia, you know, there's worse things we could be doing. I just think this is what a lovely way to sort of sit and spend your time. It's just really great for mindful as well, you know. Looking at that, what a gorgeous combination. So to finish this off, we just need to, I always need to remember, you put the culotte on first. When you're finishing this off, you pop on your crimp bead, you drop that down, hold it all nice and quiet. Make sure it's got a good tension, it's all nice and up against the last jump ring. Pop in and really squish that crimp bead, give it a little snip. I also have another little top tip for you. If for any reason it does come undone, what I tend to do is just go and, rather than redo the whole thing, is maybe just take one jump ring off each side. Now make sure your loops are lined up. And the last and super easiest part is, ooh, what chain would we use? I kind of feel like I'd want to use the gold chain. I feel like the gold chain would just finish that off nicely. But again, you could mix it up. You could have black and gold. They are two different types of chain though, so maybe try it with both. Well, do you know, it would work with both. You could even maybe make it interchangeable, so you actually had chain with toggle clasp or something like that. I'm going to go with gold. I feel like the gold would be good. Now you could measure it properly, or you can measure it like I measure it by just putting it around my head and thinking that's about right. But you would measure it properly on a bead board, wouldn't you? Yes, we would. So you're not a jewelry maker if you don't measure it by wrapping it around your neck. Okay. Then of course you can split that into half. You would measure this a bit better than I currently am. I'm obviously doing this quickly. Measure it in half, find that half part, give it a snip, and then we would just finish that off. Okay, so just snip that in half. I just did, I thought I cut it. I did not. And then you would just add your jump rings to connect it all. So jump rings, again, whichever color you want. Let's be rebels and go with the black. Straight through the two loops of that culotte. Take your chain, add your chain. Same on the other side, so repeat on the other side. There we go. Take your straight through, add your chain, and then close, and then you just repeat for your findings as well. So you would just add your findings on the other end. Now I probably would do my findings all in gold, just because I feel it would look nice as that finish, and you would just add on your loop. And what you could do is add an extender with another crystal on if you had any left, and then pop this over here. Pop on your final piece is to jump ring and a lobster clasp. Pop it all on together, and there you have your finished piece. And I mean, I've done that in probably half an hour, and that's with me talking it through nice and slow to show you as well. There is your finished piece. There is your lovely combination of that pendant, and hopefully you can see why I went for that. That for me, I mean, you could put that crystal on those two if you wanted to. I just kind of like the way that we could build this pendant up this way, and I like that it kind of draws it down into that longer pendant drop, for me anyway. Play about with this, have a little look. But there you have that, and then of course you have your spaced out chain, and then your finishing touch just here. For me, again, a really great make, great to get you comfortable with the Romanov and the Byzantine. And you could even be a little bit, make earrings out of these, they're not that heavy. They'd be a great statement look. So yeah, that's your project. So Joanne says, I've just had that look. I just had that looked from my other half as I've decided what I want for my birthday. All four of these. Absolutely. And when is your birthday, Joanne? That's a very good question, Anastasia. Sheila says this looks very pretty. It really does. And I think it's a really great demonstration of how just using those mixed colours really changes that look. So, you've gone from, let's go for those two colours separately. This is the two kits if you were to just have them on their own. And this is them combined. And just what an amazing, I really do love that black and gold together. I just think it's gorgeous. Thank you. So it's very pretty. It is very pretty, isn't it? And again, I just think it's a great look. It's today, Joanne. Well, happy birthday, Joanne. Of course it is. You said on Monday. It's my birthday on Wednesday. I didn't even remember it was Wednesday, if I'm honest. Happy birthday, Joanne. I hope you have an amazing day. You're going to Harry Potter World, right? Or, yeah, Hogwarts. Well, I hope you have a great time. So Mina says, I made the earrings with gemstone and they look gorgeous. Honestly, Mina, one of my favorite looks is the Romanov earrings. I just think they're so lovely. Okay, everyone. So as always, I'm going to say thank you for joining me. I won't be back now until I think the 13th of the 4th, well, Valentine's Day. How mad is that? You will have the lovely Natalie back next week. And of course, you'll have the lovely Kitty tomorrow, on Friday, sorry. So again, I hope you do all have a lovely rest of your week/month. I will be seeing you on Valentine's Day. And I hope, have a great time. And I will speak to you all soon. Just have a little look on the website. These kits are $6.99 for one kit to make 2 necklaces from. So definitely go and have a little look. Go and check it out. Again, as always, everyone, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the demonstration.